Hi everyone, my name is Vincent Noël and I'm working at Computational Systems Biology of Cancer's team at Institut Curie. And today I'm going to talk to you about multiscale modeling with PhysiBus. So why multiscale modeling? Suppose you want to model immunotherapy. First, you need a way to represent tumor growth. Then you also need a way to represent the effect of the environment on the tumor. For example, here in the middle of the tumor, you can see some brown cells, which are the cells dying of necrosis because of the lack of oxygen at the core of the tumor. We can also see in red some killer cells attacking the tumor, leaving behind some cells which are still alive, which are the resistant cells. So to develop this kind of simulation, we are using PhysiCell, which has been created by Paul MacLean's team at University of Indiana. And so within PhysiCell, every cell is an agent which has a size, a position, and properties like phenotypes, such as cell cycle model or death models. Cells can also migrate and interact with each other. Macroenvironment also can be represented, where you can have molecules diffusing into the space and interacting with cells. But what was lacking was the way to represent intracellular processes. And what we developed, called PhysiBus, is the union of PhysiCell and MABUS, which is a Boolean model simulator. And this allows to have a Boolean model in every cells which will take decision for the cells such as survival or apoptosis. So to do this, we are using MABUS, which stands for Markovian Boolean Stochastic Simulator. As the name says, it's a Boolean simulator, but it also has a notion of physical time. To have this, MABUS is using a continuous time Markov process applied on the Boolean network state space. And basically, the idea is that for each activation or inactivation of a node, we will have a transition rate attached, which will give us a notion of events per time. And with this notion of time in our Boolean simulation, we can couple our Boolean simulation with PhysiCell's time. And so how it will work concretely, PhysiCell will frequently, regularly update its cell. And with the state of a cell, will update the inputs of the MABUS model. MABUS simulation will then run, and according to the results of a MABUS simulation, PhysiCell will update its phenotype, for example, triggering apoptosis or proliferation. And so PhysiBus was developed as the first PhysiCell add-on, and now is included in the latest PhysiCell version as of this month. And so this is the result of a collaboration between Institut Curie, University of Indiana, and Barcelona Supercomputing Center. So one example I wanted to show you today is a multiscale model of the different modes of invasion. So we start from a spheroid tumor, and we will study the surrounding cells of the tumor evading the tumor. And we can observe different modes of migration. Some cells will move together as a cluster. Some cells will move as a trail with one leading cells and several following cells. And some cells will just move alone. How does it work? We have around the tumor the extracellular matrix, which is represented as a substrate of the microenvironment. And this extracellular matrix, this substrate won't diffuse, will stay in place and act as a barrier for the cells. And so every time one of the cells at the periphery will enter in contact with the ECM, this will trigger signaling inside the cell, and the cell will produce at their periphery metalloprotease, which will destroy the extracellular matrix. Doing this way, it will allow cells to degrade, as you can see, the extracellular matrix, the small bricks, and cells will be able to advance through the ECM. And so we are able already with this model to reproduce some experimental data. For example, we have this publication where cells have been mutated, the nodes for the metalloprotease has been mutated, and because of this, cells are not able to degrade the extracellular matrix and invade other tissue. And on the right, we have the opposite, where the metalloprotease has been suractivated, leading to a lot more invasion than classical case. The other model we wanted to present to you is Physibus COVID, which is the lung tissue infection by SARS-CoV-2. So the goal is to build a multi-scale model of Physibus of COVID infection using Physibus formalism. And so what we'll do, we'll start from an existing model, which has been made by the PhysiCell creators, and we will add mechanistic detailed Boolean model produced by the COVID-19 disease map community. And with these additional details of these mechanistic Boolean models, we'll be able to simulate pharmaceutical intervention in basically modifying the action of several nodes inside our Boolean models. So how does the model works? The PhysiCell model first. So we have a virus which is outside the cells and which will enter and infect the epithelial cells. This virus, once inside the cell, will replicate himself and then be released outside the cells, producing more extracellular virus. But also once inside the cell, at some point, the virus, using its M protein, will activate apoptosis inside the epithelial cells. This apoptosis will release DAMs, damage-associated molecular patterns, which will activate the resident macrophages. Once activated, these macrophages will release cytokines to recruit CD8 T cells. And once the CD8 T cells are recruited and in proximity to the epithelial cells, they will be able to bind to the epithelial cells and trigger apoptosis. So we have two different ways of activating apoptosis in this model. And what we wanted to do is to take a more complete model of apoptosis so that we really are able to act on some of the components of this pathway and see the influence on our simulations. So this is what the simulation looks like for now. We start with this blue layer of epithelial cells, lung epithelial cells, and these green macrophages, which are the resident macrophages. You see some cells starting to be darker. These are the infected cells. And at some point, one of it will die, and the macrophages will start looking from these infected dead cells and release cytokines. These cytokines will recruit these small blue cells and the small red cells. The CD8 T cells are the small red cells, and they will bind to infected cells and kill them. So as you can see here, you don't have an efficient way to fight the virus, and in the end, all the tissue will die. So what we can do with this simulation is look at the effect of several mutations inside our apoptosis model. So the first mutation we wanted to study is of the FAD receptor. Basically, the FAD receptor is the one to which CD8 T cells bind to mediate apoptosis, to kill the cells. So when we don't have this knockout of FAD, we can see the wild-type mutation. We start with cells which are not infected, and with time, some cells will turn orange, which means that they will have been infected. And then at some point, some cells will turn green, meaning that they are dying of the cells provoked by the virus inside it. But then at some point also some cells will turn red, meaning that they are dying actually of the CD8 mediated apoptosis. But when we knock out the FAD gene, the FAD receptor, we don't see any more of these cells mediated by the CD8 T cells. So we really are preventing this apoptosis, which is mediated by CD8 T cells. But as you can see, you don't have any real qualitative differences in the evolution of the population of epithelial cells that will all die in more or less the same time scale. Another treatment that we wanted to do on this model was to try to block the action of the M protein of a virus, which is the one responsible for killing cells, infected cells. So what we did here is we simulated different proportion of inhibition of this protein, meaning that at the beginning of our simulation, some of the cells are immune to the apoptosis triggered by this M protein. And as you can see, when we increase the quantity of cells which are immune to the cells by the virus, you can see that less and less cells are dying, are turning green and dying of the apoptosis mediated by this M protein. But in the end, all cells will still die caused by the CD8 T cells, by the red type of death. So it doesn't change the outcome, but will still add a delay to it, mainly because of a slower activation of the immune system. So these are the two models which will be developed as a representative use case of personalized medicine as a part of the PerMedCo project. The first model represents the use case 4, which is the study of cancer migration using microscopy data. And the second model is the use case 5, which is the COVID multiscale modeling using single cell data. So if you want to have a look at PhysiBus, you can go to our GitHub. And if you have a question, please feel free to write to me. Thank you. Bye-bye.